Hey there, folks. I'm here in Eugene, Oregon, and it is the day of the Eugene Women's March. So I'm here just to show you guys a little bit about what this looks like. So this is the corner of 8th and Pearl, the Lane County Public Service Building. And as you can see, we have quite a few of the folks from the Eugene Police Department. Eugene Police have a sordid history of rape. They've definitely raped a lot of women. So if you're the Eugene Police Department, I just want you to know I think you're utter crap. The Eugene Police Department not only has raped quite a few women, they also hide rapists and station child predators at our school. So shout out to the Eugene Police Department for harboring rapists and child molesters. But we're not here for the Eugene Police, we're here for the women. This is the Eugene Women's March. The Raging Grannies are here. The Raging Grannies are an institution of Down in Eugene. Peg Mortensen, one of the former Raging Grannies, was on a hunger strike for homeless rights here, showing her solidarity because of the camping ban in Eugene that punishes the homeless. So pretty big crowd here today. Lots of really good signs. There's men having solidarity signs, trying to hold other men accountable, which I think is really important. And every form of women's solidarity that you can think of. One says no ban, no wall. It's kind of the beginning of the march. Just the first couple people. Comes the larger crowd. So earlier I was at the podium while the speakers were giving their speeches, and one non-binary person was up there giving their opinion and really called out the city of Eugene for its, white, cis, het privilege. And, it's hard to hear that as a white, cis, het male. Then I kind of, I directly, that one struck home. But, if you're from Eugene, then you understand we do have, we claim diversity, we claim tolerance, we claim all this sort of progressive banners that you'll see flying here. But it's really, for people who actually live here in Eugene, there's actually a lot of bigotry, a lot of hatred, a lot of intolerance. So it's good to see all these people out here showing their causes, speaking out for what they think is right, and especially women having their day, because let's face it, the United States has been a place that silenced women for hundreds of years. Only in the last 100 years did women even get a vote, and now they're still disenfranchised in many, many ways. They don't receive equal pay, for instance. Women are not given the right to choice of medical coverage. It's a very, women CEOs, for instance, earn far fewer dollars per their labor than male CEOs. And it's that way throughout society, that for the exact same work, women get less remuneration, and it's just wrong. So it's good to see that ladies are standing up for what they believe is right, for what they know is right, for the rights that are inherent. Samba Jai, local fixture. Facebook feed, I was trying to figure out who the plainclothes are in the crowd. So if you see any plainclothes, feel free to shout that out. This might be, I'm not sure if that's a slug queen. That might be the slug queen's crown. It's hard for me to be sure these days. We stopped having our big slug festival, the Eugene celebration, where the slug queen was typically celebrated. So it's hard for me to know who the slug queen is these days, but I'm pretty sure the slug queens are marching. This would be the sort of place that slug queens would show their pride. So one of the things that I look for is I look for kind of this padded area where the shoulder pads stick out a little bit. The underlayer is sitting a little bit heavy, and so what happens is that the underlayer sticks out. When you're wearing a bulletproof vest like this guy in the striped hat's doing, then you can really see the bulletproof vest. It's just broader than the rest of the underclothing. So pretty sure that guy in the striped hat is one of the folks I was trying to find. Not 100%, but let's see if we spot another one. So again, one of the typical tells is that a regular jacket it's not all bulky. It doesn't stick out like that at the shoulders. So when you're wearing a jacket as a form of covering for a bulletproof vest, then it just makes your jacket stick out a whole lot. And it's kind of like a bulletproof vest isn't form-fitting. And as a result of that, it just sticks out, makes it kind of apparent. So when you're at these types of events, which, Women's March is one of a kind of event, but when you're at a march or a protest, then inevitably there are people in plain clothes that are actually law enforcement. And so what I like to do is I like to go through and see if I can find the plain clothes law enforcement. And one of the major tells is that the bulletproof vest just sticks out a little bit. So it's hard to hide a bulletproof vest. has a bunch of Dump Trump stickers and pins and all kinds of stuff that has the message of Dump Trump, which I think is a really important message. Just saw a sign that says France called, they want their statue back. Sorry about that. The video quality is on a Samsung S6, so I don't have the most high quality of phone, but I'll read some of the signs for you guys. Empowered women, resistors persist for democracy, truth, justice, civil rights for all. Make America think again. Nevertheless, they persisted. It's a bunch of folks who did not give up. Some baby Trump balloons floating along. The sign says love, kindness, honesty, unity, compassion, justice, understanding, equality, hope, respect, truth, pride, integrity, peace, acceptance. It had all the good messages.
Family members, you gonna house them? You gonna defend them?
He's an anti-protester. He's going along harassing people. He's harassing people. This guy in the green backpack, he's harassing people. Yeah, he's going along harassing people.
Okay. What's he saying? I can't understand.
He's basically saying like racial slurs is what he's doing.
Okay.
He's saying a bunch of that sort of fascist Trump rhetoric about build the wall, what are you going to do with the immigrants, that kind of like,
Yeah.
I mean, Eugene Police Department, you guys know all about it.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well, have a good day.
You too. So yeah, Eugene Police Department, they know all about the hatred in this town. They just about never prosecute it. They basically protect that type of a person, so. Love can drive out hate. The sign says, open your eyes, heart, and mind, equality for all. Stand up, speak up, show up. Protect public lands. I like your message. It's important. The sign says, equality has no gender. It's a great message. Equality has no gender. I love your sign. That was a good one. Keep your tiny hands off my rights. I love your sign. That's the first Missing Sisters sign that I've seen. So for the folks who have been following along, the Missing Sisters movement is about missing and murdered Indigenous women, and that's the only missing women sign that I saw here in Eugene. It's really, that's Eugene though. Women's rights are human rights. Anything you can do, I can do bleeding. That's a good one. Yes to disaster relief, no to the wall, and Trump shut down. Moms demand action for gun sense in America. FMLA for all moms. Comes the very tail end of the march. There's a choose kindness, energy the greenest green, energy conservation. There's a no to 5G sign. Hate never made any nation great. Stand together for respect, for justice, for love. So I only saw one counter protester, and he was kind of walking along the line spewing hatred. But over here we got the Wayne County Sheriff's Department and Eugene Police Department, each of which I have to say has been caught with not only spousal abuse in their departments, but also, rape. So the police here in Wayne County and Eugene are not great. I do not trust them. Just last week, the Eugene Police Department murdered a man who was called to the local middle school to pick up his daughter. And there's a really cute moment going on over there, but it's with the police, and I just have to say all cops are bastards, so I do not love the kiss up to cops movement. I think that the police are no good. So, I mean, as evidenced by the earlier scene where the toxic Trumpite was going along harassing the marchers, and Eugene Police Department just stood by. So I'm pretty sure it's just about over. You can see the folks are starting to disperse and head out towards their parking and make their way back into Eugene. So I do appreciate you guys all taking the time to tune in. I'm gonna let you go. I hope you have a great rest of your day out there, and I will talk with you again very soon.